Every murder is a tragedy, but some leave a terrible taste. A wealthy socialite loves her husband to pieces.
It's one thing to kill someone. It's an entirely different thing to hack them to death.
A perverse fantasy becomes reality.
From accidental deaths to torture to mutilation to this simple act of murder.
And young lovers worship the dark side.
It's sadistic killing for perverted pleasure.
These deadly women stop at nothing to follow their twisted desires.
She was very clever and conniving and mean. He said, "You can have everything, just let me go." And she just wasn't gonna let that happen.
New York, in the 1970s, is a hotbed for revolutionaries.
We will not stop until the international community recognizes the plight of the Soviet Jews.
And a haven for those fleeing oppression, like Rita Gluzman.
And not until my husband is united with our baby son.
Rita came to the United States and very quickly started a campaign to get Yakov out of Russia.
Set the refusers free!
Rita had fled the Soviet Ukraine, but her scientist husband, Yakov, had not been allowed to leave.
She became somewhat of a celebrity in this cause. She was able to get the ear of Congress people.
My 2-year-old son has learned the word Papa.
Rita had an 18-day hunger strike out in front of the United Nations. She would say, "My son knows how to say Papa, but he's never seen him."
After 2 years of dedication, she generates enough international pressure.
The Soviet Union let him go, probably because of the embarrassment. I'm imagining that would be very empowering for Rita. Look what I did. I stood up to the Soviet Union, and I won.
Rita and Yakov aren't the only winners. America is too. Yakov Gluzman turns out to be a beautiful mind in the field of microbiology. Over the years, he dedicates himself to solving one of the toughest of medical challenges.
Yakov Gluzman perfected a method for cancer research that I believe is helping us to defeat cancer today.
Yakov is celebrated by the medical community and New York society.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Golden Couple of Science.
He received accolades worldwide.
Maybe one day we'll be celebrating a cure for cancer.
Hopefully this will lead to a big fat research grant.
Rita embraces her husband's success and everything the West has to offer.
Everything that the United States could offer as far as consumerism, the finer things in life. She would drive BMW cars, she would travel first class.
But that's not the life Yakov desires.
What do you think?
Do you really need another one?
The only thing he really cared about was he felt he could make a difference in people's lives, and that's all he wanted to do.
We're millionaires, Yakov.
We won't be for long if you keep spending it like that.
But you know.
Rita couldn't stop spending. She spent more than he earned.
His wife's materialism drives Yakov away. He moves out of the family home in New Jersey and into a modest apartment in New York. Rita is losing control.
So we got a mic in the bedroom and the lounge room.
Trying to turn the tables, she hires a PI, hoping for useful secrets.
So that she could catch him in infidelity, probably because she figured she would get more in the divorce. She was desperate.
Yakov, I've missed you so much.
I've missed you too, darling.
Rita hits pay dirt. Yakov has met another woman, an Israeli scientist.
Rita really feared that Yakov was going to leave her and go to Israel and start a new life with another woman.
When she confronts Yakov, her fears come true.
He just couldn't take it anymore.
It's over.
He decided he had to leave.
I want a divorce.
She was terrified that she'd be ruined financially.
No.
She didn't want to lose that lifestyle that she had determined that she was entitled to.
For a peaceful divorce, Yakov offers her something he knows she loves: money.
You can have everything. The house, the business. You'll get 1.5 million.
He wanted his laboratory. That's all he needed.
Please sign the papers. Let me go.
He said to Rita, "You can have everything. Just let me go."
But now, for Rita, it's about more than money. It's about her standing in the community. She's about to lose a world-famous scientist to another woman.
I think she regarded her husband as a possession, much like her sports cars, her furs, and her designer clothes. She wasn't going to let him get away.
Rita calls in a favor from her cousin, 40-year-old Vladimir Zelenin.
What?
I need your help.
Of course.
She and Yakov sponsored Vladimir to the United States on a work visa. Now she claims it's in jeopardy.
Would you rather be deported?
She told him if she and Yakov get divorced, then Vladimir was going to have to go back to Russia.
In his mind, as he was of Jewish heritage, going back to a country that oppressed the Jewish people, in his mind, it was a death sentence.
Okay, I'll do it.
Good. We'll do it.
Rita was a very determined woman.
Now what?
We wait.
On the evening of April 6th, 1996, in Pearl River, New York, America is about to lose a star medical researcher.
It was Saturday night, and she knew that Yakov always worked late on Saturday night at the lab.
They had axes, they had hatchets, and they had knives. They also had a hacksaw and scalpel.
Rita Gluzman and her cousin, Vladimir Zelenin, have a lot to gain from science's loss.
Immediately upon his entering, Vladimir took an axe and swung it and struck Yakov right across the forehead.
At the same time, his wife Rita gets into action. Killing somebody with an axe is so bloody and up close and personal. It means there's an extraordinary amount of rage, and we know that Rita was a passionate woman.
To avoid divorce, Rita needs Yakov to disappear.
It's one thing to kill someone. It's an entirely different thing to hack them to death. But Rita could do it.
But even in pieces, a body can be identified. Rita has strict instructions.
Did you cut off his nose and lips like I told you? And don't forget his fingertips, too.
By the time they finished, they had between 66 and 68 pieces of Yakov.
Hurry up!
Such diligence takes time. The sun rises before Vladimir can dispose of the remains in darkness.
Vladimir drops Rita off at her apartment, and his job was to drive back to the river in a remote area and drop all of these black plastic bags into the river.
But this cop comes by, and they notice he's got blood on his clothing. Something's not right with this picture.
What's in the bag, sir?
He was probably the worst partner in crime Rita could have possibly chosen. When the police approached Vladimir, he immediately confessed that he had a body in the bag.
Rita's grand plan falls apart.
Vladimir very quickly expressed remorse in what he had done, and it was genuine remorse.
Although Vladimir spills to the police, Rita's cleanup is good enough to delay her immediate arrest.
You had to have something evidentiary to back up the statement of the accomplice. You need more.
Police cannot find any evidence that a murder was in fact committed in that apartment.
But Rita can see the writing on the wall, and she goes into hiding.
She didn't run very far. She went to Yakov's laboratory where he worked, and she hid in one of the residential bungalows for 6 days.
A housekeeper surprised Rita when she went to clean one of them. Rita jumped out a back window.
Hey, you, stop! Stop her!
Rita is in custody. Prosecutors don't have enough evidence to charge her with murder. For Vladimir Zelenin, it's by the book. In 1997, he pleads guilty to murder and is sentenced to 22.5 years in prison. He is released in 2015.
In his mind, this was a death sentence for him. If he did not cooperate with Rita, she knew that, and she exerted that pressure on him.
Without forensic evidence against Rita, a murder charge will be difficult to prove. But thanks to a federal law, Rita is locked away.
This law said it was a crime to cross state lines to injure your spouse. And if that injury resulted in death, a certain penalty was attached.
Rita Gluzman is convicted of interstate domestic violence resulting in death. She is sentenced to life in prison, no chance of parole.
If you really think about it, her getting Yakov out of Russia wasn't about love, it was about her. It was about what she wanted. And killing him, again, it was about what she wanted.
This is a crime motivated by anger and greed. Life for Rita was all about Rita.
I'm ready. Are you?
On the surface, this looks like a revenge killing. But it also may be nothing less than a thrill killing.
Married 20-somethings, Amanda and Rex Taylor, are like any young couple starting a family in Ellet, Virginia.
Mom, when's dinner?
Soon, baby.
Amanda and Rex met in high school.
Right, let's go.
After that, their lives were just entwined.
Hey, princess.
But beneath the apple pie exterior,
Come to daddy.
lies a dark obsession.
They were both interested in horrifically terrible things.
This one. Oh my God. That's 15 and counting.
Rex and Amanda spent a lot of time online doing different types of research into serial killers.
Yeah, but he didn't leave any clues in the early days.
People like Charles Manson, Ted Bundy.
Many people are fascinated by serial killers.
Oh my God. He wrote back. He wrote back.
But not many write fan letters.
No, mine.
No, what?
It's mine.
Well, read it then, for God's sake, read.
It's one thing to be interested in serial killers. I certainly am.
Hi, Amanda. It's so great to hear from you from the outside world. Oh my God, this is so cool.
But I don't write to them in prison because I want to communicate.
Amanda's interest seems less about why and more about how. She loves graphic horror movies.
She liked them because she really enjoyed the murder scenes.
I really want to know what that feels like.
Any form of death was interesting to her, from accidental deaths to torture to mutilation to this simple act of murder.
But there is trouble in this devil's paradise.
You're kidding.
What?
You took some like an hour ago.
Yeah, they're harmless.
Rex was getting high and staying drunk.
Shh. This is the good bit.
It also cut into the family life, raising their children.
Drugs aren't the only problem in the household.
You sent him a photo of our kids?
She found out that Rex had sent a photograph of their son to a serial killer that was in prison.
You have put my kid in danger.
Hey, I love our
The
kids.
serial killer had enjoyed the photograph and did inappropriate things after seeing the photograph, and that was very offensive to Amanda.
Get straight or you'll never see them ever again.
Amanda kicked him out, and he went back and lived with his father.
She won't even let me see the kids.
I'll talk to her.
58-year-old Charles Taylor welcomes his son back to his modest home.
I think it was very difficult for Rex. You're back home with a parent.
That you, Rex?
Hey, Grandpa. How you doing?
Hey, fine.
And your grandfather are also living in the home.
Those beautiful kids with you?
No.
You're away from your wife and you're away from your children.
Instead of cleaning himself up, Rex doubles down.
Rex would take anything and everything he could get his hands on to feel better.
I mean, the guy suffers from depression already. He's on all these medications. He's mixing them with illegal drugs. Something's got to happen.
Happy birthday, baby. Come on, open it up.
His son's birthday should be a day of celebration. But not for Rex.
Rex couldn't deal with the fact that Amanda was no longer with him. His family was taken from him. That drove Rex further and further into depression.
Happy birthday.
Rex committed suicide on his son's birthday, about 4 to 6 months after the separation.
No.
Amanda never could deal with the idea that she had any play in what happened to Rex.
Amanda had to blame somebody for that, and it certainly wasn't going to be blaming herself.
And so she focused her anger on Charles Taylor. Amanda blamed Charles for Rex's drug use. Charles Taylor became the person that had caused Rex's death in Amanda's mind.
she starts becoming more obsessed with not only death, but murder.
In Ellet, Virginia, 2015, Amanda Taylor is obsessed with violent crime. It's a passion she shared with her husband until his suicide.
This one.
Now she wants a new partner.
Can you believe how much blood there is? So cool.
It is. She actually went on the hunt for somebody. The perfect person to feed all of that lust for violence and blood and gore.
I had my gun and I just popped this guy right in the shoulder.
And she found him.
2 shots, then 1 in the leg.
32-year-old Sean Ball seems amply qualified.
Amanda met Sean through some mutual friends.
I've seen some pretty gruesome stuff.
You tell me.
He had actually claimed to be an ex-Navy SEAL.
I had this knife up to this guy's throat one time and I just jammed it in there and it just had blood pouring down his front.
Part of an elite warfighting unit.
Did he die?
I think so.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's all a lie. The guy's a waiter at a restaurant. Never served time in the Navy.
But now Sean's ready to serve Amanda.
You should be here, Rex.
And he's signed up for a rough ride.
Amanda went to Rex's gravesite on their shared birthday, March 27th.
Big one.
Come on.
No. Okay.
Between the emotion and the alcohol she was consuming, she became hysterical and out of control.
Oh, wait. Settle down. Come on.
Amanda. No.
Relax.
She became very distraught at the grave and had this knife, was waving it around, and the people that were with her became concerned that she was either going to hurt herself or perhaps, hurt one of them.
Amanda has someone else in mind to feel her knife.
I'm ready. Are you?
The man she blames for taking her husband.
Amanda blamed Rex's father for Rex's drug addiction and suicide.
I miss him so much.
Charles was somebody that she could justify in her mind. Charles deserves to die.
But he wasn't to blame at all. Amanda was just looking for someone to kill.
This scene is really something that's been playing in her head and something she's watched on the internet, in movies. She knows exactly what she wants to do.
When she started to stab, Sean had a choice, and he chose to help. And he beat Charles in the head with that tire iron.
Amanda stabbed Charles 31 times in the face and neck. I don't think it was so much out of hatred as it was seeing what it felt like to plunge a knife into someone.
Proving this is more than revenge, Amanda goes social.
She holds up that knife with blood and flesh all over it. Charles's body is in the background, and she takes a selfie.
Amanda was very proud of what she did.
Amanda posts this graphic, gory, bloody photograph online. And she says, I stabbed my father-in-law to death because he is responsible for my husband's suicide.
Take a video.
The pair hit the road, but they're not heading home.
So who's next?
Amanda started talking about this murder spree, going ahead and starting killing multiple people and moving their way across the country.
Sean realizes he's in over his head and tries to knock himself out with sedatives.
Amanda is pissed. She points the gun at his face and she says, I want you to know something.
I only used you for your guns and your car.
And I want you to die. And what does she do next? She shoots him in the face.
Again, Amanda captures her handiwork for social media.
She continued to make postings on social media, so the police were able to follow her location and her motivation and confessions, essentially.
The police know what she's up to, but not exactly where, until the strangest thing.
I'm in Virginia. I'm lost.
She called the police station, told them who she was, and asked for directions. I think she wanted to be caught.
At the other end of the line is Montgomery County Sheriff, Captain Robert New.
I knew what was riding on this call. If we could not get her off the street soon, somebody else's life was going to be taken.
Robert gets Amanda to reveal her location, and she's soon under arrest. Incredibly, her accomplice Sean is still alive.
Upon being arrested, Amanda waived her rights and began talking.
So what was it like?
It's kind of like a roller coaster. You're feeling this anticipation.
She was proud of what she did. She couldn't wait to tell people about it.
You're excited about it, but kind of scared about it too.
She describes it as, it's the first time I felt alive since Rex died. It was such a thrill that it was like riding a roller coaster, she's quoted as saying.
In 2015, Amanda Taylor is convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Sean Ball recovers and is sentenced to 60 years.
Speaking to her, I felt like I was speaking to evil. She took joy in death, and she loved the attention she got from it.
I think a part of Amanda just couldn't be on her own. With someone, she could be strong. Without someone, she was a nobody.
Amanda Taylor claims vengeance had driven her to murder. In reality, it is for the thrill of the kill.
I asked her, I said, you wanted to be a serial killer? She said, yeah. So how does it feel to fail? And I left.
Amanda got high from killing, so we're all better off that she's in prison for the rest of her life. When two people share the same interest and the interest is bad, there comes a point where talk is no longer enough. They need a real, live victim.
2014, England's historic village of Stratford-upon-Avon.
Hey, Kaylee.
Hey.
I love your hair.
Thanks.
I wish I could do mine like that.
I can show you.
Really?
Yeah.
22-year-old Kaye Woods is making fast friends with 20-year-old Bethany Hill.
Bethany and Kaylee met at college. They instantly became friends.
My turn.
It wasn't long after they met that Kaylee invited Bethany to come and live with her.
They don't just share a love of hair and makeup.
So, what did you say his name was again?
Jack. Jack Williams.
You're joking.
No, do you know him?
Oh, you are not gonna believe this.
They have the same taste in men.
He's always late.
Oh, I know.
He's gonna die when he knows who my new friend is.
He is gonna die.
Yeah, he will.
Kaylee's boyfriend,
What?
21-year-old Jack Williams,
Long time no see.
is Bethany's ex.
Yeah.
The two of them had met
I'm good, it's been a while.
when they were about 15.
So how's your family?
Yeah, good. Really good.
It's been forever.
I know, right? It didn't last for particularly long. And you guys are studying together?
Jack and Kaylee's relationship is far more serious.
Kaylee fell head over heels in love with him.
Well, cheers.
Cheers, girls.
Cheers.
To old and new friends.
It was very serious, particularly for Kaylee. She'd never had anyone love her, and she said that it was very intense, the love that she felt for him.
She adored being in love and also believed that Jack was in love with her.
Two now becomes three. Kaylee starts to worry.
She wasn't entirely comfortable with the fact that Bethany was there.
Set this one out, Bethany.
Kaylee was very insecure about the fact that Jack used to date her friend Bethany.
But Jack only has eyes for his new girlfriend. He moves in with them both and reveals his secret passion to Kaylee.
Jack had a lot of issues with the macabre and Satanism, sexual violence.
The Devil's Triad, known as the Satanic Salute, is always given with the left hand.
Wasn't exactly good boyfriend material. But Kaylee was drawn to him.
They lived in a little weird bubble of an obsession with Satanism.
Come join us, Bethany.
No.
And right in the middle of this was sweet Bethany.
Kaylee doesn't have to worry about Bethany getting between them. But she does have to worry about Jack.
You're acting like a whore.
Jack was very insecure and jealous of Kaylee even speaking with another male.
Put it down! Put it down!
Her boyfriend is losing it.
Bethany!
There was the incident where he threatened Kaylee with the knife.
Open the door!
She managed to barricade herself to protect herself into the bathroom.
I'll kill you! I'll kill you and your family!
Jack spoke about hurting or killing people.
Open the door! Open the door!
Rape, murder, and even mass murder. He was clearly very disturbed.
Jack stabbed the knife through the door multiple times.
Bethany isn't spared either.
Jack didn't regard himself as a friend of Bethany's, and he would express contempt for her and what he regarded as her weaknesses and her inadequacies.
She feels like an outsider in her own home.
She shouldn't have been there.
Bethany had her own mental issues. She suffered from intense depression. She was self-harming.
I don't think anybody could be happy living in that environment.
The girls have had enough. They call the police.
Jack was immediately forced by law to move out of the apartment.
With their nemesis out of the house, the pair mend their friendship and look forward to happier times.
I got pizza.
Until Jack's back. In Stratford-upon-Avon, England.
What are you doing here?
You missed me.
Kaye Woods has lapsed. She just can't live without boyfriend, Jack Williams.
It's okay. He's changed.
It's a shock for roommate Bethany Hill.
Trust me, it's okay.
Bethany wouldn't be happy about him coming back to the flat.
Bethany was in trouble.
Remind you of anyone?
Hello, Bethany.
So there was this doll that belonged to Kaylee that she'd had from a very young age.
Not only has Kaye forgiven Jack, she's plunged back into his dark world of violent thoughts.
When Jack created that fetish doll, he must have had in mind the idea of binding someone and indeed torturing them.
Doll abuse is not uncommon among sex offenders and sex killers. It fuels their violent fantasies until the time will come when the doll isn't enough.
Sensing she's now very much the third wheel,
Hey, Daddy, it's me.
Bethany plans her escape on February 2nd, 2016.
I want to come home.
She called her dad and said, "Come get me. I'm ready to come home."
Okay. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.
Because it was late, her father said he would come and get her in a few days' time.
That will be too late.
For two people with aberrant fantasies, they need a real, live victim.
What are you doing? Shut up! Get off me!
Tape her.
Bethany was dragged to the bathroom. Her head was smashed against the wall.
The plan was to torture her. You can't torture a dead person.
Put head forward.
Okay.
A knife had been repeatedly drawn across the back of her neck, intended to inflict pain and fear.
After an hour of unspeakable horror, the thrill is over.
The knife was used to cut Bethany's throat. It was horrific.
Once her jugular vein was severed, Bethany would have died in about 10 seconds.
Kaye said that Jack was sexually aroused during the torture and murder. Torture of another person usually turns on the sadist.
When emotions subside, it's back to reality.
Kaye and Jack decided they would claim it was suicide.
The next day, Kaylee's ready for the police.
My best friend's dead in my flat.
Kaylee said, "My friend, I think she's dead." She gave the impression that she committed suicide, and then the call ended.
But the couple's horrifying game leaves too much evidence. The victim's wounds look anything but self-inflicted.
A blind detective could have seen that this was no suicide.
Their cover story crumbles immediately.
And when it became clear to Kaylee very quickly that she was the main murder suspect in this. She soon changed her story. It was then she decided to blame Jack.
In 2017, Jack Williams is convicted of murder and sentenced to life in prison with a non-parole period of 26 years.
Usually in gruesome twosomes that commit murder, one person is the leader and one person is the follower. But I do believe that Kaye is a monster.
Kaye Woods is convicted of the same charge, also receives life with a minimum of 26 years behind bars.
Neither Kaye nor Jack have ever told the truth about what went on in that flat. The only person who knows the truth is Bethany. And sadly, Bethany isn't here to tell us.
An innocent woman wishing no one harm became a tragic tool for twisted minds. Jack and Kaye went in search of a thrill and turned to the closest target.
The relationship between Kaye and Jack is probably the sickest I've ever come across. They fed off each other's twisted desires, and poor Bethany was the innocent victim of this.
Thrill killers come in both genders, all socioeconomic levels. A black heart does not discriminate.
These deadly women were as brutal as beasts. Rita Gluzman preferred murder over a divorce. Amanda Taylor killed for fame. And Kaye Woods did the devil's work. All these women had twisted desires.